Welcome to the Good Times We Share. Today we're going to be sharing with you a very simple, easy and tasty chocolate and peanut biscuit cake recipe that requires no bacon. We hope you enjoy this as much as we do. So the first step is you're going to fry 50 grams of groundnuts. Once the groundnuts are fried, you're going to set them aside to cool. As they are cooling, you're going to get a pot, add in 300 ml of milk, 120 grams of sugar and 50 grams of cocoa powder. So using a sieve because you want to break up all those pieces. Once that is done, you're going to put your heat on medium and you're going to continue stirring until this comes to a boil. So once this is boiling, you're then going to add in 150 grams of butter and reduce the heat to low. So you're going to stir this on that low heat until the butter has just melted. So keep stirring that it doesn't stick. So once that is done, you're then going to set this aside to cool and get back to your groundnuts. At this point, our groundnuts are cooled, and when your groundnuts are cooled, the peels are supposed to come off that easily. So do that with all your groundnuts. Have some patience here and just do it as well as you can. So removing all the peels, the groundnuts should look like this. And then we're just going to roughly break them up. So just give them a bit of a stir in that way. So this is what they should be like. So setting our groundnuts aside, we're then going to get 400 grams of biscuits. In Italy, this type is branded Oro biscuits. I don't know what they're branded in your country, but get a biscuit of this sort. I'm sure you can find something similar. So break them up, just roughly breaking them up with your hands. Once that is done, you're going to get your chocolate mix that has cooled down and you're just going to pour it into the biscuits. So the essence is not to break down the biscuits, but just to have them soak up that liquid. So you're going to have some chunks of biscuits still in there. So it should be something like this. Once this is mixed, you're then going to get a nice baking tin. I have this type which you can open so that you can remove the sides. Use whatever it is you have. So just put in your biscuits and make sure you layer them right, level down like that. Once that is set aside, you're then going to get 200 ml of milk, put it in a pot, bring it to a boil, and then you're going to take it off the stove, which you're then going to put in 400 grams of chocolate. So if you do not have chocolate that's in this form, you can even use chocolate bars. So 400 grams, melts them into the milk, and this is what it should be like. So once this is done, you're then going to put in your groundnuts that you had broken up earlier and just mix them into the chocolate. So getting back to our biscuit mix, we're then going to pour this mix over what we had put in earlier, just making sure it is all well spread on top, making sure it's all leveled. And then we're going to put this into the freezer for about 2 hours minimally. I left mine for longer because I finished later in the evening. So you can even decorate it as you want and put it into the freezer. So once it is out of the freezer after about 2 hours or more, mine was in the freezer for about 6 hours, so it's really frozen. So we are then going to remove all the baking paper. When it is out of the fridge, it should be this hard so that you can even lift it up and it doesn't break up. So if it's not that hard, then you need to put it back in there. So we remove the baking paper and then we're going to put it into the fridge now, not the freezer, but into the fridge for minimally 2 hours so that the cake can melt. And after it has melted, then we can eat it. It is ready. So this is what it should look like after it has melted for about minimally 2 hours. So it looks amazing. It looks great. Let's try and see what it looks like on the inside. So let's cut a piece and see how beautiful it is inside. So there you go. You can have a cake without bacon. This tastes amazing. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Buon appetito a tutti. Until next time, it's bye-bye.